stealing themselves, the pitiful remnants of the city's once proud populace descended. In the ancient halls of kingship they found the dwarfs, now naught but gnawed bones and scraps of cloth. And there they saw by the dying light of their torches the myriad eyes about them, glittering like liquid midnight as the rats closed in for the kill. The manlings stood back to back and fought for their lives, but against such implacable ferocity and countless numbers of the verminous horde, their weapons were useless. The tide of monstrous rats flowed over them one by one, dragging them down to be torn apart, the yellow chisel teeth sinking into their soft flesh, the dark-furred mass drowning their pitiful screams with their hideous chittering. Out of all the mortal civilizations of the world, no single race, neither the ruthless human barbarian tribes of the north nor the savage greenskins of the east, can be compared in terms of instability to that of the Skaven under Empire. The Skaven race as a whole is extremely divided, often far more divided than perhaps any other race known in existence. Such disunion and ruthless lack of cooperation stems from the Skaven's insatiable need to survive, thrive, and reign tyrannically over his brethren. To a Skaven, there is no such thing as pity, remorse, compassion, or cooperation. There is simply survival. Survival in a turbulent society that only spares those that possess the brute strength, extreme cunning, and the vicious instinct to outmaneuver and kill the opposition, no matter the cost or the body count of either friend or foe. No matter how divided their race may be, however, they are nonetheless unified in a single cause. And the cause is to conquer the surface world and bring about the great Ascendancy, where it is said that they will swarm across the face of the mortal world and claim all of it as their own. It is believed by all of Skavenkind that the world is destined to be theirs, for they consider themselves the supreme master race, undeniably superior in every way to all the other intelligent races of the known world. This unwavering belief stems from the promises made by their horrifically malevolent deity, known by many legendary names, but whose most well-known title is that of the Horned Rat. The Horned Rat is the embodiment of all things the Skaven are or ever will be, and his worship over the Under Empire is both supreme and absolute. The Skaven care little for the past and do not keep any recorded history. For a Skaven, there are only two times worth thinking about: right now, when they are not ruling the world, and very soon, when they will be. The only history the Skaven do consider worthy of thought is personal, rather than racial. One might recall such things as the glory days when he rose in power in his sect, or the despicable enemy that brought about his downfall, but rarely would he think about his origins, or any great achievements of any Skaven other than himself. They have no rituals or remembrances of their dead, for the Skaven are a jealous breed and would rather undermine their fellows than praise them for their achievements. Beyond this, they have no real or consistent concept of time or dates, nor years, generations, or ages. Therefore, the history of the Skaven remains unknown and mostly unknowable to the inhabitants of the old world. The Skaven themselves do not care about it, and the few humans who make an effort to collect and catalogue it find themselves facing insurmountable difficulties. The only sources available are those few humans who witnessed the culmination of Skaven planners and somehow managed to live to tell of it. Moreover, it is clear that many human agents, for reasons both nefarious and well-intentioned, have actively purged or altered what few records exist of the Ratman's actions, and persecute those who search these areas too deeply. Whatever the case, what little bits of the history that can be gathered about the Skaven are often taken from scripts and folklore, from tales and legends passed down by the generations from times long ago. Skaven are naturally shy, conniving, and difficult to determine, as their society and race dwell naturally in the underground tunnels far from the reach of normal observers. Along with this, Skaven would only surface during their most violent and inexplicable wars, from which once they are defeated or victorious, their armies would simply slump back to their tunnels and mysteriously disappear from sight for many decades afterward. The only source scholars could gather about the first existence of the Skaven was mentioned in an old Tilian tale called The Doom of Kavza. The version most commonly referenced by scholars is an ancient epic poem of 13 stanzas, in either the original Tilian or a translation. Copies of this tale have all been destroyed or have since gone missing over the course of centuries. Some speculate that imperial authorities accuse the text of being heretical and burned all the knowledge it held. Others believe that the Skaven might have even had a hand in its disappearance. The tale, however, lives on in the lands of Tilia, as the story is a very common piece of folklore amongst the many farmers and commoners that live in the rolling countryside of that land. Indeed, the Tilians of that land are far closer to these vermin than many would care to admit, and this old story was once foretold by their grandfathers' grandfathers in ages long ago, in a time when one of mankind's cities was truly at its pinnacle.
be to fade!